There we go. I'm going to let her come back in. Let's see. Oh, are you in? Hi, Sherry Ann.
Do not swipe left or to the right.
Swipe right. We lost her. Swipe left. She's back.
I'm back.
And YouTube is back. And I'm okay. So let me just say, we don't use any words for any part of the body except for eggplant and clam.
Okay. Because are we on TikTok tonight?
I'm going on TikTok. We'll see how long we last over there.
All right. All right.
But in the meantime, we can chit chat.
All right. I can't scroll.
All right.
So going fast.
They're talking about boosters. They're talking about your hair.
Like a booster. It's been 7 months since your booster.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be able to get it soon.
Yeah. You have to be over a certain age, and somehow or another, both of us make it. I'm looking for where the heck is TikTok? TikTok. I can never find it. There it is. Yeah, TikTok. Guess what? 70,000 followers today.
Holy Moses.
Yeah, people like the old broad.
What's not to like? Because I would love to get fucked up with both of you and make out with both of you.
Well, who doesn't?
Get in line.
All right, what can I say? I'm a little bit goofy today. Come on, goofy boy. Well, I'm right, aren't I?
Is that true, honey?
What's that? You're 500 when you're messed up.
No, I don't think that's what they said.
Yeah, I think they said that. That's exactly what they said.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Well, that's exactly what happened just now. Okay, wait a second.
Yeah, that's true. I probably am more fun.
You're what? Oh, my boyfriend Deez, he says to me all the time that you're way more cool when you're high. I could say high because of the fact that it's legal in California.
Right. Nicola, would you say Nicoya? It says he can watch. Speed pass, like at Disney. For those of you who are old, you would know that we're like e-ticket rides.
E-ticket rides. All right. I'm just wondering where my wine is.
Taylor Willie's here. Bryson. We're doing great. So what's our topic tonight, Karen?
Okay, so
what's our topic tonight?
All right. The topic tonight is very simple. If you've been in a relationship, whether it be a marriage or a long-term relationship or just some sort of situation where you might have had, how do we say that word? Segs? If you had segs, yeah, if you've been in that type of relationship before and then it went south or whatever happened, the person died or you get divorced or whatever, no matter what your sex life was it important to have a great one the next time around? I don't know if I explained it as well as I could have because I had a dog jumping on me at the same time, but was it?
So let me paraphrase.
Yes, go ahead.
What you're asking is if you were in a relationship, pretty much a committed relationship for a period of time.
Yeah.
And it ended.
Yes.
How important was the next relationship in terms of sex for you?
Right.
Was it
on a scale of 1 to 10?
Equal importance.
Well, earlier you brought up an interesting idea, which is how important was it the first time around, and how important was it the second time around?
Right.
I think for me, it was always important both times.
Yeah.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, how important was it your first time around?
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
I mean, I think it was more important to me. A lot of things were more important to me the second time around, and a lot of things were less important to me. So I think I definitely learned a lot from my first relationship that failed. And so I had things absolutely that I knew I wouldn't put up with, and I had things absolutely I knew I wanted. Whereas going into the first relationship, you don't really know, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I knew some things. I knew that I wanted to be with my then husband because he was fun and
Okay.
funny. He was fun and funny and happened to be my best friend. So it was kind of easy for me to like just go into that very young and naive and everything else. I didn't really think about like, oh, I guess I kind of did think so it's important if I had kids and that he'd be a good father.
Yeah.
Um, but as
Was
far as the
was
segs,
sex always great with him?
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say 100%. But that might have more to do with just the chemistry that the two of us had. I don't know how it would be with someone else.
Well, I think when somebody really is your best friend and they're like your favorite person, and they're the person that you want to spend your time with, there's much more likely to be a sexy chemistry with them.
All right, but so say the first time around, whatever reason, you got divorced because maybe at the end of that relationship, the sex wasn't so great anymore. Usually that happens.
Right.
So
Right.
then, how important is it the second time around? I would like to know, Mrs. Elf, hello, Trevon and Rami, and all the people here on TikTok. I'm getting blocked. It's a Karen. Oh. So, what do you guys think? Is it important? Because I interviewed people when I was doing my YouTube channel. I interviewed people on the street, literally, that are in the second time around relationships. I'm not kidding you. 10 out of 10 people said it was a 10. That's how important
Yeah.
it is.
Well, especially if you didn't have great sex your first time.
Or you might have, and then it dwindled.
Right. Right. I think a lot of times I think sadly a lot of people are taught growing up to use sex as
Oh,
a
and
manipulative tool.
yeah, if you're in a fight, you don't have sex.
Right. My husband always laughs at me. I've teasingly threatened that a few times, and he just laughs and he goes, "Okay, punish yourself, whatever."
Yeah, really. Why is that a punishment? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing for you.
Why would I want
Okay.
to punish myself?
Okay, so Steven says, I find that women after have been in a long, very long marriage, when they date me, that is like the must.
Yeah.
I,
Well, and I think a lot of relationships. I mean, I'm a counselor, so I talk to a lot of people, and Karen, you talk to a lot of people that have been in long-term relationships,
yeah,
and sadly,
a lot of them are not
a
having
great
any.
number of them. What was that?
A lot of them are not having any, let alone.
Right. I think a lot of people just they forget about keeping that a priority. They forget about still dating and seducing each other and being alluring to each other.
Right.
They forget about that. They think they take each other for granted, and
Right.
then they lose that love and feeling, and they become roommates.
You lost that love and feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Okay, never mind.
You don't want to be roommates with your lover.
I mean, no, but you also. I mean, I just wondered if it's that important or not.
Yeah.
You ladies don't need a man. LOL.
That's not true. I mean, we don't. You're right. We don't need a man, just like men don't need a woman.
Well, someone recently just asked if I knew what the Satisfier was, and we know what the Satisfier is. It's actually one of the companies that sponsors my podcast, Sex Talk with My Mom. Let's just say we've used this. We're satisfied with the Satisfier, and you can get 10% off if you use code MOM or whatever it is.
Yeah, right. One of those things.
All right, so here we go.
Oh shoot. So Robbie was talking about something. You gotta.
Yeah, physical chemistry is so important. 10, but my last relationship did start as a FWB. You two know how that turned out. I know her previous marriage; it was a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now.
I mean, I think it's a lucky guy that meets a woman that just gets out of a relationship where the sex has been terrible or non-existent. because man, when we have a reawakening, it's like a wahoo.
It's, I mean, you do tend to go through like a second adolescence when you get divorced,
Yeah.
especially if like
Definitely.
you're a woman in your 40s.
Well, I see hedonism create that for couples, where it gives couples a second adolescence with each other.
Right.
You know, it's like you see people just absolutely fall madly in love with each other again, and madly in lust with each other, and just want to tear each other up all the time and dress sexy for each other. It's like this. It's just a whole reawakening of that sexual energy. It's powerful. It's fun.
And Zach said your friend sounds hot. Well, she is.
I sound hot.
She's hot to trot tonight. Woo, baby.
So when you asked that question earlier, I
Yeah.
had a different take on it.
What was your take then?
So what I was hearing you say was, when you have sex with somebody the first time, how important is the second time?
Oh.
And so my mind went to like, well, the first time you're with somebody, because I know a lot of people who are serial monogamers. Like they're monogamous with you for this night, and then they never see you again. And so they like that high of the first time.
I was just talking about that with a friend of mine today, actually.
And so what is it like when you come back together for a second or third or fourth time with that person?
Yeah.
Does it get better? Is it disappointing? You know, what's your experience with that?
So assuming
thank you for the badge.
Thank you for the badge, Aladdin. I think that's Aladdin. Okay. So first of all, assuming that you are not in a relationship, Lauren.
Maybe just a friend with benefits.
Hi, Lauren.
Something like that.
FOB, no, FWB, yeah.
Right.
So assuming that
even just somebody that you would say that it would be a lover, but not necessarily in a committed relationship with.
Here's the trajectory. You have the one night stand. Usually it may not be the best because of the fact, or at least for women, because you're not as relaxed and there's a lot of not a lot of nerves going on. And then and maybe you don't have the time, or there's a lot of things that could make it difficult. But the second time, it usually gets better because you're more relaxed and you could talk and you had some discussions in between. Maybe the third time might get better too. But if it doesn't get better after the second time, it's going to go south.
Right. Right.
And you know what? For me, that had to do with the chemistry I had outside of the sex. It had to do with me wanting to like hang out and talk to the person. And if I didn't feel that, then I want them out. So I don't think I'm good with it. If I don't have that chemistry, that even just for friendship, just to talk.
Right.
Out.
Forget about it. Right.
No, hello.
I mean, it's, I guess that I've had experiences where there was sex happening for lots of hours on hours over a period of days,
Yeah.
So it was just hot stuff. But for the most part, when you're with somebody, the sex part is a beginning and an end. And then you have to do something else, like eat a meal, take a nap,
or even just lay in bed and chat or whatever.
Right. But you're still with each other.
Right.
And so if you don't like that person, or you can't really have a conversation,
right.
You're not really interested in who they are, what makes them tick, I think the sex would go way downhill real quick on that.
Yeah. Has that happened to you?
Mm-hmm. That has happened. Yeah. But I think, how do I say this? In my life, as I've matured, I wouldn't choose anybody to be sexual with that I didn't first enjoy really having a conversation with.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Although
think
that ship has
when you're young,
sailed. That,
dating, you might go chemistry first, but I go chemistry first, but in a different kind of way.
no, I think that ship has sailed for me too. I think I went through my little wild spurt where I thought that was what I needed,
Right.
but it didn't turn out that way. Many times, like one time I had sex with someone, and the next thing I know, he acted like he didn't know my name. It was like, really? What a dick move, and a stupid move because then he ain't gonna have it again.
Right. That's a lonely dick move.
Lonely move. Maury said, I need advice. How do I deal with a woman with no empathy? We have a house and a baby, and we co-parent.
Oh,
So why don't we get to that question well, I guess since he's on, we'll answer, and then we'll go back to our discussion at hand because I think
okay.
that is a tough question. Yeah, if you have a woman with no empathy, that means that she doesn't have the ability to feel for you. She only can feel for herself. Is that,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people with no empathy, that's called sociopathy or being a sociopath
or a narcissist or something? I don't
or
know.
narcissist. And
And
I'm
they have a
sorry.
house and a baby. They co-parent, but I mean, I guess the no empathy part is not something I think it's going to be real easy to tease
The only-
out.
The
Unless,
only thing you can do is make sure you influence that baby with your empathy.
yeah.
Make sure you teach that baby empathy from the start.
Okay.
And
Maury, did you hear that? I just want to make sure you heard that. So you may not be able to fix.
You cannot fix her.
Fix
No,
her.
you cannot fix her.
That's the hardest one to even do therapy on. But if you have a house and a baby that you co-parent, try to make sure that you instill this compassion and empathy in your child.
Yes.
By modeling, by role modeling.
You have to take total responsibility for that part of your child's upbringing.
Right, because she probably got that handed down through her generations.
Yeah.
Through her parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, I do think she's a narcissist, which I thought it said Nazi. I do think she's a narcissist.
Well, and I would suggest that he go to get a really good counselor.
Yeah, get a therapist that can help you.
Guide him through the raising of his child, and have that be the focus, not her.
Right.
But how to parent a child of the other parent that is a sociopath or narcissist.
Right.
So
the fact that you identified it as an issue is a good thing. That's a good thing.
How old's the baby?
How old is this little baby? Because Nancy loves babies.
I do.
So I have something to complain about.
Okay.
I got in the elevator in my building, and there's a woman holding a little, like 3 or 4-year-old little girl. And she looked at me, she said, hi, Nanny. I go, what the hell?
That's sweet.
It's sweet. Why?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not a grandma. Okay.
But you could be one.
Secondly,
you could be one 5 times.
I want to know what her nanny looks like. Her nanny better look a young looking nanny.
Her nanny's probably beautiful.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
Yeah.
You're looking at otherwise I'm going to be like, oh, Maury's saying he has a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Well,
this is the perfect time to teach that child empathy. It's not too late, and so make sure you have lots of one-on-one dates.
Yeah, lots of one-on-one date with your 4-year-old.
And learn everything you can about how to teach empathy to children.
Oh no, he said she calls the cops on me every 6 months when she has an anger burst because she's bipolar. Oh, Maury, you have a tough. It's a tough situation there. I would do a lot of reading, and if you could see a therapist for yourself,
see a therapist.
Yeah, see a therapist.
And men out there, men and women, please, 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 please be careful who you make.
Okay, I know where this is going. I'm addicted to cougars, and in fact, I got attracted to my mom until it became a fantasy. Okay, thank you, Velvet Man. Yeah.
We're not at all turned on by the idea of children being attracted to their parents. So, you can keep that one.
So yeah, where is my son? My son is in his apartment, I believe. So he doesn't live with me. Yeah. That's about it. So
Okay.
back to the segs, the second time around. I want to throw it out there to my fans and friends over here on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. What how important on a scale of one is the worst horrible sex and 10 is the best sex you've ever had, how important is it the second time around, like this, after, if you've been divorced or you had a death or a long relationship that just went sour, how important is it, thank you, Maury, how important is it to 1 to 10 to have great sex, or just it's not that important as long as something else is going on? I don't know.
Yep. Okay, so while we're waiting for those answers, Sherry Ann, hi Sherry Ann, just ask thoughts on kids touching themselves. Is that healthy? It's absolutely healthy, normal, expected.
Why just say kids touching themselves? How about everyone touching themselves?
Yeah. What's that song? I just want to touch myself.
Oh yeah. What was that from the Blondie?
I don't know, but it always made me want to just kind of touching myself.
What song is that, you guys? Someone asked again about picking up the cougars in the produce department. No, I just made that up about the produce department in the grocery store. Oh, Marla Spector is going with the most important 20. I'm telling you, everyone, men and women, say the same thing.
The most important 20? Oh, 20. Okay. So Brady says 10 for me. It was the best sex I had. It was with an older woman. The passion was crazy and erotic.
And Sailor Willie says, yeah.
Then again, I hit the lottery with my wife. Aren't you a lucky man?
Yeah. Was that the first time around or the second time around?
Yeah.
And also, here's another question. How many of you who are divorced knew at the time that they were getting married that they were making a mistake and they went ahead with it anyway? How many of that rings true?
I mean, I have friends that said that they were walking down the aisle going, I should not be doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be thinking, run.
Right. Exactly.
Just go now.
Yeah. If you know it in your heart, Karen, your perception of nannies is, oh, thank you for that. Whatever that is, Velvet Man. Your perception of nannies is totally different than the perception of a little kid in these days. The child was born into a world where nannies are young and hot. Thank you, Mrs. Elf. I knew that. I'm just playing a little bit here. Blue hair girl Megan, how are you? We missed you yesterday. Never been. Oh, wait. Whoa, oh, you're going too fast. Never been married, but my sister had that feeling during her wedding. They divorced 2 years later. Yeah, I think it's
not a good sign.
I think that Runaway Bride movie had something to say over there. I'm looking for my wine. My wine is a runaway wine. Where did I put it? How are you, mommy? That goes along with nanny.
No, there's no mommy for you here.
Thank you for all the compliments.
Favorite cup of tea. That's so cute.
What?
Sailor Willie says my wife calls me her favorite cup of tea.
Our favorite cup of tea is so cute. But Sailor Willie. Why Willie? Oh, thanks for all the hearts. Wait a second. Why is my battery running out here? Shoot. Oh, Mama. Oh, thank you again for that. Whatever that is. I like the velvet shirt. Is that a shirt or a dress? Mine is a shirt. And why is my battery running out? Shoot.
Which battery, on your phone?
No, that's doing fine. It's the battery on my TikTok.
You gotta plug into the Hoover.
I'm gonna have to go get it in a minute.
Okay.
Why don't I read my message inbox? Honestly, I'm not bragging when I say this. I must get 100 at a time. I mean, I can't read them all. I can't. And then if I read them, I have to correspond, and I just can't. It's just social media is between TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. I just can't. I'd be doing this for all day long and I wouldn't get a thing done.
He doesn't read my messages either, so don't worry about it.
I know I missed a couple of years. I do put them in primary in general, and I still miss them.
Yeah.
I think it's partly that I'm just very ADD, and I miss emails. I miss everything. I'm missing out on life.
Yeah.
TikTokers. I may be losing you, but if I am, I will plug back in. Hello, John from Massachusetts, and hello, Bran, and everybody that's joining us. Sorry that I can't answer these questions either. Let's see what do we got going on here.
So there's some good news in the world of women, that Connecticut and California and a couple other states have been busy passing safe haven laws for women to come to their states, to our states, and where the other states have no jurisdiction over anything you do there. They
Right.
can't do
And they actually are making laws so that they can help bring people that can't afford it over the border. So that is, that's
Have you
really
noticed
goodness.
all the different companies like Apple and I don't know, I can't remember the list, but there's a long list of companies now that are saying if women need women's healthcare services, they will pay for women to be able to travel to get their healthcare service.
Yeah.
So it's like a big, F you to the states that are trying to put women into Gilead status.
Gilead is in Handmaid's Tale.
Have you not watched that series?
Oh my God, I love it. And I heard it.
I hated it, but I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Margaret Atwood was on a podcast that I was listening to. I think it was Ezra Klein. She is really a great storyteller, but she kind of foretold this whole thing. It was really crazy.
She did. When I watched it, I said to Mark, and you can ask him. I said to him, "Oh my God, this is what Trump is trying to do to us. This is what they have installed him to do."
Right.
And Mark said, "No way, it can't happen. Roe v. Wade's secure, blah blah blah." And now I look at him and go,
see, unfortunately, I'm right.
Yeah, I don't want to be right about this one.
Miss Mimi agrees over here. I'm bawling though says, I saw you first on Instagram with Nina Hartley post. Yeah, that's my buddy. Herbert, how are you? Your smile and eyes are beautiful. Thank you there. Sorry for being honest, but my right hand got tired of it. Okay, you're very honest. Oh, where are the best places to get to know cougars? I'm in my early 30s. Love older women.
Don't you know of a book?
Oh, yes. I have a book. It's called Fuck Games, Date Cougars. It's on Amazon. Just look up KarenLee and cougars and you'll find it. Miss Mimi is right. And abortion is just one topic they'll go after that. If they have success there, the floodgates are going to happen.
They've already started the clock ticking on same-sex marriage, on interracial marriage, on trans rights. I mean, they're going after everything.
Right. Do I still do YouTube with my son? Yes. We do a podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom. It's on anywhere you listen to podcasts, and it's also on YouTube and Sex Talk with My Mom. So I think you guys will enjoy it. Just try it. You'll like it. So anyway, where's the best place to meet cougars? So in that book, I do actually give a list on the East Coast of some guys who had pretty good luck with meeting older women. But I think if you can just get yourself in the mindset of where an older woman would go, that would probably be the best place to go. So don't think, well, I'm going to go clubbing and find that, all these wonderful older women, because they're probably done with that scene. And most likely that you can find them more on where she would want to go. Unless Dr. Nancy has some other idea.
I mean, I think every woman is different. You have to find, I think, this is what I tell my clients too. Do things that blow your skirt up.
Right, you talk up, blow your skirt up.
That juice you, that make you happy, that tickle your passions. Go do things like that.
Like if you're into wine, go to a wine tasting.
Yeah, but meet people there. Then you're genuine. If you're a faker,
They'll
and
know
you
it.
don't like wine, and you don't like doing things, and you go do them in order to try to manipulate a woman into bed with you, you're an asshole. Don't do that.
Yeah, so don't be an asshole, but do be. This is the really good advice, actually. Even if nothing comes of it, you might make a good friend at doing an activity that you want to do. Like if you're into sailing, you'll find older women that might be into sailing. If you're into charity
Travel,
work, you know,
whatever.
political work or whatever, you'll find that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Do
right,
that.
Miss Missy, Miss. It's
Yes.
not a. It's
More about what you have in common than your age. Absolutely.
Megan.
be
Megan.
authentic.
What?
What a concept.
Isn't that a crazy
Right?
concept to be
It's like,
authentic?
What a concept. Just be honest and be authentic,
Right.
and then be yourself,
Yeah.
and then you will attract people that are the right match for you. If you're a faker, you're not going to ever attract the right person for you. You'll be frustrated your whole life. Stop trying to be something you're not.
All right. So, Velvet Man's, what if I'm a pervert? Now, then you're going to attract people that are attracted to perverts, I guess.
If you're a pervert, be honest about it and you'll attract other perverts.
Right. I like to say it in a positive way. If you've got a kink and you like that kink, find a kink. There's a kink group for everything. Go check out my friend Sunny Megatron's YouTube or TikTok channel or podcast. It's all about finding the right kink. Person.
So Sherry Ann had a great question. I can't scroll back, but it was about how do you teach your kids that it's okay to touch themselves and not to shame them. And I think that starts out when they are tiny little infants.
Right.
And you're changing their diapers and you're talking about their belly button and their nose, and you say their penis or their vulva and their thigh and their toes, and you put those words right into your vocabulary.
Right.
They're correct.
See, my father was a doctor, and I never said words that, like peep, beep, boo, boo. I never said that. I said urinate, defecate. People, and my kids would do that too, and they would shout it out in crazy places, like in a movie theater. And people would look in there like, what's that 2-year-old shouting out urinate or defecate? Or this is why I do what I do. Thank you for following the host. That's me, Eddie. And thank you for the compliments here.
But the other part is when your little toddler or your infant is touching themselves, don't pull their hand away and say no.
No, but if they're doing it in the middle of a dinner party, you could say, hey, why don't we take that little activity there into the other room?
Right.
You don't shame them for it, but
I really appreciate that feels great. Let's go do that in your room. Have you go do that in your room where you can have all the privacy you need to fully enjoy it.
Right. There's indoor stuff and outdoor stuff.
And you don't speak to how it's going to make other people feel,
because
that you want to focus on how they feel about their body.
Right.
And you have every right to have all this pleasure, and that it's really important to you to have this pleasure. But sometimes you just need to make sure you're in a place where you can fully experience your pleasure.
Exactly. Now here we got Miss Mimi saying, encourage positive body image by example. Talk about sex positively. Talk about pleasure openly. Don't make them feel ashamed. Tell them about private places to do it. Thank you. I think you said it in a nutshell there, Miss Mimi. Cat piss and wine time. Yes, he always likes to say that. I don't know why. Stand up about this topic when talking to other adults. Kids are listening. That's another thing. Very good. How did you get to know Nina Hartley? Why is this this is the question of the day. Because I do a YouTube channel about dating, sex, relationships, and she's been on many times, and she's been on my podcast as well, and I now become very close friends with her. Okay, back to this guy, Velvet Man. I'm being honest, being a pervert. That's myself. So we're telling you that it's fine. Just go find people of like minds. Dean, I was 28 when I met my 57-year-old girlfriend. How's it going for you now? Hopefully good. Age is a number. It's all about what's inside the spirit. Like, I have a question for you, Nancy. What age would you say your spirit is at?
I think I'm around 35.
I'm older than you. I'm 39.
Are you? I think I landed about 35 because I'm drawn to people in their 30s.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I used to be into the 20s. Now I'm not that into the 20s anymore.
what's funny is people in their 40s now feel a little bit too old for me.
Oh my God.
It gets kind of funny, Debbie.
I know. I'm with a guy that's in his 40s, late 40s, and I think I'm younger spirited than him sometimes now.
Yeah, so like 35, 36, 37 in that range. It's like, that's hot.
I don't know how we found each other. A man's goal. All right. Brady says a man's goal has always been to meet and sleep with a porn star, and Nina is among the hottest. This is true. She is. She's actually more important than that. She is a sweetheart, and she's very intelligent, and she's super positive about relationships in general, like man to man, man to woman, women to women,
Yeah.
polyamory, the whole business.
She's just a good person.
She's just a good person who's very smart and very knowledgeable and non-judgmental. So I think that's probably why I like being with her and her partner. Actually, if you want to hear,
I wonder what men think, because I've had this concern or question.
Yes.
Being that I'm a sex doctor, I've had people say that they had that they were concerned that they would be judged or critiqued with their sexuality because of my profession.
So people that you've been with. Hi, Isabella. Long time no see.
Or the one that had that idea of wanting to be with me, they would say to me, I couldn't be with you because you would critique me.
Oh, so they're a little nervous about but there's nothing to critique because you're going to be teaching.
Like, yeah, we know who the teacher is, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing with it. There is no like, you're not like rated on a scale of 1 to 10 as to how good you are in bed. You know, Isabel, we're glad you came back.
Yeah,
I'm glad you were busy. Yes, you're not, because like one person would want this, that doesn't mean that the next person's going to want this.
Right.
So it just really, we're all snowflakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing YouTube Live and TikTok Live and Instagram Live, and if this actually ends up working out, it'd be great because I am running out of gas real quickly here. Anyway.
But I wonder about porn stars. I wonder if they have the same feel. If because people, I wonder what men are thinking that I get to have sex with a porn star. I wonder if they're hoping that they'll be taught something, or if they think they're going to show them something. I've had conversations with men, who are like, so what? So you're a sex doctor? Oh, I'm a sex doctor. I can teach sex. Oh my God, I've been a sex doctor my whole life, And they just get so cocky, and you're thinking, you're just a total idiot. You're just being a douche right now, and you will never get laid by anybody ever with that kind of attitude.
I have to say one thing back to this guy that's a little kinky. I did interview a porn star guy who said he was known for being like really into different types of kinks, and it's hard for him to be with someone who isn't into that. It's kind of into like the more of the vanilla sex. So I mean, it could change the way you view sex in general if you're a porn star, because that's your business. I guess it would apply to any sex worker.
Yeah. Oh, and I think as when you're in it's like a massage therapist. If you're in a therapeutic modality, like if you're a sex worker, you're providing therapy for somebody.
Right.
Very, very rare is it a mutual exchange, and I don't think and of course they know the client would never know that, but they're in a therapeutic mode. This is a business. It's a business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're a massage therapist and you're giving somebody a massage, how much are you actually getting out of it?
Exactly.
It's like you feel good because you're doing this therapy for somebody, but it's your
Hey,
profession.
don't blow my fantasy.
And it's like the therapist is thinking about their grocery list, and
Yeah, don't
what
tell me
they're
that. I don't want to
having
hear
that
that.
night, not about your ass.
Hello from Little Rock, Arkansas. The other day, it was Mother's Day, and I went to the winery with my family, and there was a couple sitting next to us wearing Dallas cowboy hats, and I'm like, "Oh, you must be from Dallas." Nope, Little Rock, Arkansas. And the thing with Arkansas is that they don't have a team, so I could see where that would be an issue. And a little diversion here. We
Yeah,
desire porn stars to be both our sex teacher and fantasy girl.
yeah, I'm sure.
But remember, se- um, porn is entertainment, not education.
So if sex work is therapy, they need to be paid more to deal with client BS. Absolutely. I am 100%
Right.
an advocate of decriminalizing sex work.
Me too.
Totally decriminalizing.
What do you
it.
guys think about that? Should sex work be decriminalized? Let's see. I'm straight, but not going to lie. I find some super attractive trans women attractive. Does that make me strange? Dean, you can be
What?
attracted to whoever you want, and that's not strange. You could be attracted to, a guy with, 3
Well,
arms, and that's
a
not
trans
strange.
woman is a woman, and if you're attracted to women, of course you would be attracted to some trans women.
Well, it's funny because I knew a guy, and a friend of mine from way back when, and he was the first person to tell me he was only attracted to trans women. And I thought at that time, wow, that's very strange. But he was comfortable talking to me about it. And we started talking
Yeah,
about the whole thing. For years, I knew about this and I was like curious about it. Now it's like a popular thing.
yeah. So there's a difference. There's a great video for people that are saying it should be legalized. What if there's a great video on decriminalizing sex work that I will highly recommend. It's a YouTube. It's a TED Talk. Actually, a woman from the Netherlands, I believe, who's talking about the difference between decriminalizing sex work and making it legal, and why decriminalizing is so important
Right.
over making it legal.
Right.
Because remember, anytime you legalize something, now the government has control over it.
Right. But if you do decriminalize, it means you can't throw them in jail for it.
The government's out of it.
Right. Or you can't
They have no
put them in
say.
jail. Yeah, I think I saw that TED Talk.
Yeah, she
Mrs.
was amazing.
Mrs.
Yeah, very fun.
L5 is explaining about the trans women are women. So a straight guy who likes trans women could definitely be a straight guy. It's not at all strange. It's common. I mean, I think you're saying if they have their penis there or not. I mean, does that make a difference? My friend said it made it more enjoyable. So people are just more open-minded these days than they've ever been.
Some we have
Well,
people in government that are not.
I know.
That are making the rules for those of us who are, which just pisses me off. So please, I'm going to put in my little plug here. Please vote. Please know who you're voting for. Know what they actually stand for. Do a little research. Go to their social media. Go to their websites. Go to their YouTube. Follow them. Hear them speaking to people when they don't know they're being videoed. Really get to know who these people are that you're putting into power, who are making laws and rules that we have to follow. Please, please, please. Because we're in a mess right now because people were, and I was part of that. People were way too complacent and lazy, and we didn't.
You didn't vote?
I mean, I voted, but a lot of times in the last 20, 30 years, I didn't know who the hell I was voting for on all the local stuff, and I wasn't invested, and because we were raised of the generation of you don't talk about politics, religion, or
sports.
Oh yeah,
news, weather, sports.
Right. Well, bullshit. We have to talk about those things because they affect our lives in bigger ways than we can imagine.
Isabella, time zones are crazy. In London, it's 9. In China, it's 2. In USA, it's 1942.
I think it's 1822, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Steve. Let's see. Legendary would love to be putty in your hands. Okay. Hello, Antonio
Well,
from Mexico.
we can turn that putty into rock.
It is true that this is the first, like for the presidential election, I made calls. I mean, I never had made calls before. I got guilted in there by my daughter. But it helps if everyone on this live stream made calls, I think we'd get somewhere. You know what I mean? If everybody did something extra this time, minimally vote, now we know every single vote counts, and every single vote
absolutely does.
Because look what happened.
We have to start voting for people that actually believe that every vote counts, and they don't believe that it's okay to cheat and gerrymander and harvest votes and do all this. There's so many states right now that they've voted in Secretary of States that have the power to overturn an election just because they don't like the results.
Well, that's what's really scary.
Yeah.
Isabella, you canvas for Pete? That's awesome.
I love Pete.
We like Pete.
Yeah.
Kisses for both of you on your hands and feet.
That man talked for days. What's that?
We got kisses from Velvet Man on both your hands and your feet.
Okay.
So, anyway.
All right. So, Karen,
what?
How can people find and support your magnificent work in this world?
Oh, how nice of you to say that. Go to KarenLee, one word. Almost everywhere, my last name Potter will pop up, and you'll find me on TikTok and any social media. But most importantly, find me on Sex Talk with My Mom. That's where I'm putting all my energy right now, more than anything, because we're trying to really get that message out that you could talk to your family members about anything. It shouldn't be shamed. If more people would talk, we'd have a lot less of this problem, and we'd have a lot more parents supporting all these issues if they were able to speak to their kids about what they're doing instead of hiding it and being ashamed and being, oh, we can't talk about that with my parent. Yes, you can, and yes, you should.
And the first step is to get the parents educated, and that's what we work on. Is really really offering an opportunity for parents to come and talk to us about how to be healthy sexually in your mind, your heart, your intention, so that when you have children and you're talking to your kids, you're breaking the patterns of toxic sexuality education. Right. We don't want to be teaching our kids that it's wrong, bad, shameful, that kind of stuff.
Right. When is the best time to discuss ECWN WWF? When is the best time to discuss politics and religion with a cougar? I don't know. It's a very specific. After sex? Yeah, maybe you're better off after sex.
Because if you're on different pages,
it's not going to help. That's not going to be a big aphrodisiac, I could tell you, if you're on different pages. Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, where can people find you?
Well, if you just Google Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, you can find me. I had one of my granddaughters Google me several years ago. And she comes to me, we're driving the car, and she kind of slinks down the seat. She goes, "So, Nana, I Googled you." I was like,
oh boy.
Okay, so how'd that work out?
See what happens when I tell you not to Google? You find out things you never thought you'd find out about Nana. Oh, we both are on Patreon, by the way. Patreon. She's are you Dr. Nancy on Patreon?
I am. Yeah,
okay, so it's patreon.com/ Dr. Nancy, DRNANCY, and patreon.com/ KarenLee for me.
Yeah.
And
we're here every Thursday.
We're here for Wild Women with Wine. We started doing this just because we liked hanging together, and then we found out that a lot of people like to join us and listen to what we old broads had to say.
And we're in our third year, and we appreciate your support. Everybody coming into the show, we totally love you and appreciate you and respect you and your time, and we want to make sure we give you something back.
Yeah,
Sometimes we get a little sassy.
and we unfortunately can get very sassy, or fortunately. I want to thank
Fortunately.
Velvet Man for his generous donation here. And we've gotten some badges too. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for the badges. Nancy and I go out every time we get a bunch of badges, and we used to just go ham on the town. I'm just kidding.
Go share a glass of wine.
we shared a cheap glass of wine with the. I mean, my TikTok is just out of control with the amount of money I'm just cashing in on. It. Last time I got 61 cents.
Woo! Damn.
61 cents for an hour and a half of pure pleasure. It's my pleasure. Would like to communicate as well. Ah, that's good. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, our time is up.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say that I'm blessed to have you, both of you in my life. You both have made me
Brady.
better and men better. Thank you.
Thank you
Brady.
very.
That's like the nicest thing.
Thank you. Did you have a good Mother's Day, by the way?
I did. I had a really quiet one. My kids sent me flowers. Did I send you the picture of what Jill gave me? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Of the what did it say? Something about of all the vaginas in the world, I was glad it was yours. I tumbled out of her.
See, mine couldn't say that because I had a C-section.
Oh, and I'm thinking, daughter, you did not tumble out of there.
No, if you had tumbled, maybe things would have been different.
I had to spend 4.5 hours shoving you out.
So
my kids sent me flowers, and they all called and great conversations. I hadn't had a day. I was thinking
I know, you're so busy.
The last time I had a day to myself.
So Mother's Day was a perfect opportunity.
That whole weekend I had time, and it was really refreshing, and
That's a good Mother's Day gift. I think of Mother's Day as the best day of the year because I'm with my kids. They have to be nice. They have to say nice things to me over wine. Right. I love drinking wine. And then I got everyone at the place dancing because they're all sitting down. I'm like, what's with all the party poopers here? Mommies, get up and dance. And I got a standing ovation. So that's what I call a damn good Mother's Day.
That's a perfect day.
That's a perfect day in my book. If I get a standing O, it's a good day.
Love it.
Anyway, I'm in the middle.
Thank you for your non-judgment of me over the years. That's so sweet, Bryson. Yeah. Well, I think, for those of you who want counseling or you want to talk to somebody, I think Karen and I, as spicy and sassy as we are probably the least judgmental people you'll ever meet.
We don't judge.
Yeah.
Until we're off the live stream, and then we call. Did you hear that? No, I was kidding. Thank you for the Mother's Day wishes, Isabella and all.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
the Cougar app says we made a Cougar dating app. However, 80% of the users are young men. I want to know, do Cougars really like to join some Cougar dating app? Thank you, Karen. I'm going to be honest with you. Not that I'm dishonest normally, but yeah. Cougar, I don't think older women go on Cougar dating apps. I've been told that by a lot of guys, and I was involved with another dating. I was involved with a couple Cougar dating apps, and didn't make a penny on them. I think it's not. It just is. No woman walks around saying, "Oh, I only date younger men." It's just, if a younger man comes into their life and they want to be with them, then they might date them. But I don't think they go on the app specifically for that. However, if they were on like regular Match.com or one of those generic dating apps or Tinder or whatever, and they put their age gap as a certain, if they're putting their age range as a younger age range, that's a good sign.
Which one is it? Bumble that's women driven?
Yes.
I think younger guys, you need to go on Bumble.
Yeah.
Because that's women driven, women dominated, and mature women are going to want to know that they have control over the situation. So
good call. But this person is developing an app for Cougars. So I don't
call it for Cougars.
Yeah, maybe you should say
you have to think of a name that's going to be more, that will be more about agelessness
Yes.
that will attract both men
Wide
and women
age
that
gap
are
diner.
interested in ageless
Age,
dating.
ageless dating. I like it.
Ageless love.
You only give her a certain amount back for that name.
Right. Yeah. I don't need a lot. Just 20%. It's fine.
20% goes for her for coming up with ageless dating.
Ageless dating. Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well,
All right.
I love you.
Love you.
Hope to see you soon.
Yeah. Oh, and I got flights to Jamaica.
I was wondering about that if you end up going. Thank you,
I did
Isabella.
got flights. I did not have to pay $7,000 or $11,000. Did I tell you what was happening with Expedia?
Oh.
Every day this last week, I've been online twice, 2-3 times a day. I would find the flights that are just horrific to begin with. So I'd go in and I'd find the flights, and then I'd hit okay, book it, and they would click to the page to pay, and it would go from $2,700 to $11,000.
It sounds like my electric bill one year.
I was like, that was 2 seconds. How could that happen? So I go online and I'm chatting with somebody from India for Expedia. I'm like, what's going on? Well, it's just the rate flights change. I said, no, that's not true. That is not happening. I've been using Expedia for over a decade. That's not happening. And so this person tried to gaslight me, and finally I said, "You're gaslighting me. Give me a supervisor." And they refused.
Were you being a Karen? Were you being a Karen?
I was being a Karen. I said, "Give me your supervisor, damn it."
And so you got the flights. Good news.
I was so mad, but so I went on this morning, and because Jamaica's air traffic controllers went on strike this morning.
Oh no!
And they had 27 airlines they canceled their flights coming to Jamaica today. Can you imagine?
So you went on and you were able to get cheap flights?
And I said, well, this will be the day to go get a good flight. So
as long as you have a pilot flying the plane to get in there in June.
Yeah, they fixed the problem already. But so anyway, so I got flights for $800.
You really lucked out there. Yeah, that's great. That's good news.
They're not great flights. Let me tell you, we have to go from Sacramento to LA. Spend a bunch of hours, then go to Houston, spend a bunch of hours, then go from Houston to Jamaica.
Oh man, I don't know if I can handle that.
Not.
That sounds not so fun.
We used to be able to go direct from LA to Jamaica. One flight, bam, we get there in the morning. Not anymore.
I can't even get flights over to New York. Oh my God, you can't believe how much everything is so expensive right now.
Right now, it's horrible.
It's crazy.
So anyway, so Mark and I are going to Jamaica.
All right.
We might have some other people going with us. So.
Oh, that'll be fun. All right. Good to know.
So maybe you should go with us.
I should, because I have nothing going on in my life.
This is my last one.
Oh.
This is the big hurrah. I'm not doing this event again.
All right. Well,
if you ever want to go to Jamaica with me for a week for my exotic lifestyle retreat,
this is it. This is it, huh?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Yep. So keep that in mind.
Oh, talk about the guilt. I get guilt all over the place here.
No guilt.
No, I have FOMO, okay? I have fear of missing out. I hate missing shit.
You don't want to miss it. You want this experience.
I know.
Guarantee you.
I know.
It's a game changer for life. But just saying.
We'll talk.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you. Have a great night.
You guys all have a good night. Thanks for joining us on all the different media. Bye.